What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Tyler Creates YouTube channel. My name's Tyler. Hope y'all are having a blessed day. Today is episode 5, I think, pretty sure, of the 1950s Massey Harris / Ferguson 35 Combine revival. Today we're going to be taking a deeper dive into the Continental F140 motor and seeing if we can't get this thing unstuck, taking it apart a little bit more. Just stuff like that. We're going to disassemble it and make it to where I can roll it around. I'm going to take the oil pan off, drain the oil, and make sure all the bearings and stuff, there's no like play or anything weird. So if nothing is bad down there, I probably won't take the rods off or anything like that. Well, actually I may have to because I have to hone the cylinders. We'll cross that road when we come to it, but for now, we're just going to disassemble more things, bell housing, flywheel, fuel pump. We're basically going to strip this down to a block. It should probably only take 45 minutes if I had to guess. There's not that many bolts to take off. And then we're going to vacuum all this rust out, and probably then we'll drain the oil and see if we can't get valves out and things like that. So my goal is today, in the first half of the day. I got a little bit of a late start today. I don't even know what time it is, but I got a canopy here set up because it's disgusting weather, but I can't sit inside for a week and wait for the rain to stop, so I got to get out and do stuff even though it's freezing cold. Got to do what you got to do. So we're gonna dive right into this, and yeah, I got it on the back of the F250 here. Tailgate doesn't seem like it's got that much stress on it, yeah, without further ado, we're gonna get into it. I'll probably take this off maybe last. I might leave this on, I don't know, because it is a good grab point and it holds the motor up. So yeah, we're gonna jump right into it. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna be taking this fuel pump off. If you're talking in the background, it's my dad filming a YouTube video, but I can't wait, so I'm just gonna film quietly. We're gonna take this fuel pump off here. These are 1/2 inch, there should be 2 of them. One right here. We got the Beater McGee here. This is only 1 pound. Just went and got one that's a 2.5 pounder. So. Man, there's a lot of junk on that. I can't do anything about it. Okay, that's how that goes on there. I can hear it pumping. Here's the gasket. Oh, there's super varnished gas in there. Uh-oh, that burns. Ah, wipe my hand off quick. Ugh. Everything's so dry, man. Yeah, I wouldn't rotate either if I was that. least I can grab onto it with something. Boy, she's rusty. Alright everybody, I'm on my phone here because I don't want to get my camera out in this. It started raining, so and it's windy and cold and disgusting, but I have to do what I gotta do outside. So ended up getting this pulley off here. I was super frustrated. It was super hard to get off the front of that. Don't pull on this, it's not able to come out. It's some special deal, I don't know what it is, but this pulley we had to like take Harbor Freight guy here, smaller one, a larger one. We had to take the smaller arms and put it on the larger pulley and put the arms facing out instead of in, and beating on it and blaster and all that. It got it free, so we drained the oil here, which is barely draining. There must have not been much in there, I don't know, because it hasn't even really filled this thing up that much, maybe like half. So, I mean, how full is it? I can't even, where's the line? Oh, this thing doesn't have one. I don't know. So I'll get that disposed of, but I think the next thing is to get the pan up on these blocks, take this back housing off, so then maybe I can set it a different way, lay it flat on its side or something, because the next step's going to be to get the pan off, because I don't know how. I got to get all this stuff here off, and the problem is this is bolted on via here. The bolts run back there, you can see it right there, and this has to go, I believe, off the crank this way. So, and the crank's got to come out because it's kind of rusty in there. So and then this, and the cam is right here. Cam doesn't actually look too bad. It looks like it might have some like watery goo on it, but I honestly couldn't tell you. So I got to get this off, and then yeah, I don't know, we'll go from there. This thing shouldn't be too hard to time, honestly. The firing order is somewhere. It's on the head. I don't even know where the head is now. Oh, right there. I think it's a 1-3. What is it? Let me just look. Where is it? 1342. So it's 1342 is the firing order. So I need to start making this thing as light as possible so I can get it flipped on its side, because everything's froze. I mean, it doesn't move at all. Let me see if I can get you guys a shot. Got a little flashlight here. See if I can get you guys a shot of. Yeah, you can't really see. You can kind of tell that there's some. Yeah, you can see. So the rust started to take over, but then there's areas where there's none. So you can see, like, right in that divide up there, there's no rust, and then way back there, it doesn't get that rusty either. And then inside there, it looks pretty good. Down inside that port down in there. So, and then you can see there and there. It's a lot nicer to be able to film with the phone because the phone is closer up. Alright everybody, figured I'd show how this goes on here. Obviously this faces out, and then you got 6 of those. I don't know what this used to be. This might have been for passenger vehicle stuff, I'm not sure. So you got to get this stuff off to get this out. So we'll take that off, and then the flywheel will be next up. And now I'm seeing there's a hole there, so keep that in mind. I don't know what that is, but just note that. I don't see anything else to note. So get to it. Those are 1/2 inch. Alright everybody, we got this out with some persuasion. We used a thing that had a sharp hook on it, and we were able to hook in here and push. And then we tapped on it from back there and through this hole up here. And this is what it looks like on the backside, it's got text. I can't quite read it right now. It's got harmonics. Oh, it's got timing marks. So that right there is 0 degrees. It says DC, which I don't know what. Oh, does that say? I can't read what that says. So now we got, there's the crank, which is, doesn't move at all. So we're gonna get these off 19s, those are 9/16. I think those were 9/16. Those are probably gonna be like 5/8 or something. So some here, 2 here. There's one right there as well. So we get that done. That was a little bit of a pain to get out, but not bad. So cool beans. Alright everybody, still raining. Got the bell housing off. Motor obviously still stuck. These 2 long bolts here, there's 4 regular sized guys that are all threaded. There's 2 ones that have a collar, I believe is what that's called. Those go here and here on the outside. And then this center guy is the same size as these 2 top ones. These are exterior, these 3 are interior. And these bottom 2 Allen keys actually don't have to come out. These bottom 2 Allen keys are like, I don't even know what they are. I think they hold the last main bearing on. Something weird like that. An exterior cap, I honestly couldn't tell you. So I think next up, we're gonna get this thing. I'm gonna go ahead and take this fitting off. And then I think this is gonna be the side that gets laid flat and rotated so I can get the pan off. After I take the pan off, I'm probably gonna be done for the day. I gotta go edit and I'm just done. I'm cold. This weather sucks. So yeah, let's get to it. Alright everybody, got it flipped up here. Didn't want to bust that off, so we stacked 2x4s here and here, 3 of them. We actually used a couple 2x6s. We have a 4x4 there on the block and a 4x4 there on the block, so I can get to all these now. There's reinforcements here, 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 and then it looks like there's some down there. You can really see them well there. So we'll go ahead and take this off. I don't think it's dripping any oil. Nope. So all right, let's, I think someone's been into this. That don't look factory. Oh man, I don't know about what that is. Yuck. Okay, we're gonna get this off. Those look like they are going to be definitely not gonna be 5/8. Half inch. Half inch. Get all those off. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14, I do believe. These thingies here don't want to come off, so we're just going to take this off here. Maybe. Had water in it. Oh boy.
If I filmed your face, you didn't look excited. That doesn't look that bad. I wouldn't mess with that. I would just straight clean that.
So something in here is locked up. Wow, those are big piston, or those connecting rods are bigger than the ones in the truck. Those are bigger than my V8 connecting rods. Look at this. 50 stuff right there. I don't know.
Safety wired. It's actually awesome.
Yeah, but if it came, it wouldn't matter if it came loose. The clearance changes. So off the bat, none of them appear to be loose. That's junk. That was... I think one thing I'm trying to assess is if someone has been in this motor or if this is 1950's, because the rust, I'm going to have to take these caps off. The rust makes me very concerned that it has got down inside these journals, but I am now going to be done for the day. I have to go pee really bad, and I'm starving, so I'm going to clean up. This weather sucks, but yeah.
Okay, peace out.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it's the next day from when I filmed on my phone, or 2 days? 2 days, because yesterday I had to edit. I've just taken a break from this thing. I don't even remember if I showed the bearings in that last clip, but here is the number 1 bearing. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, I do believe. Right? Well, the firing order is 1, 2, 3. 1, 3, 4, 2, something. I don't know. But I believe it is from front to back. It's 1 to. It might be. I think it's. I don't know. I think it's 1. Anyways, here is the bearing for one of the guys I pulled off. It honestly looks great. It's a Cleveite. Part number is. So I don't know what's happened with this motor, because the bearings look fine, but someone did not take good care of this motor. It got water in it pretty early on in the rebuild. It is a Cleveite 77. Then it says 666. CB78P. So not sure, but I am going to be taking all of these out today. And we're going to take a look into the cylinders and see how bad they are. I'm hoping I may be able to just use, to remove surface rust, I looked up online, you can use steel wool, because I really don't want to hone, because honing means I have to get new rings, piston rings, and I really don't want to do that, because a set of piston rings is $137, so yeah, I'd prefer not to do that, but we're just going to keep moving on. I'm going to set all this stuff over on a nice clean rag that I got, and I will take some video of inside this thing. I'll just actually take you guys off real quick and show you and myself, maybe for future reference, just in case I forget, how they sit in there. So these have the long side facing in, so this sits like this, not like that, it sits like that, and then those two are exverted, they're facing out, I think that's what you call it, so the long side is facing out on those. So there's a little bit of rust, but my main goal today is to get these loose so I can maybe move the crank and push the pistons out. But yeah, this doesn't honestly look that bad, so to me it looks great compared to what I've seen so far. These do have cotter pins, and these are held in with baling wire. I think I showed all that, and that is pretty junk. So goodness, it is not moving. Oh great, it's raining, so I have to move my camera? What? No, it just wasn't raining 2 seconds ago. This is a joke. I hate doing this. Smokes, I'm having a hammer on that. Ouch, I smashed my finger. That's what I didn't want to do. Ouch. This thing's frustrating. Why does stuff that's stuck have to be so difficult? Oh look, a piston. Ta-da! Oh, I smashed my finger. Oh, I smashed it bad, dude. I crushed it in between the connecting rod and the cylinder wall. Dang it. What's going on, though? Alrighty, everyone. I can't get these loose right now, so I'm gonna give them a little bit to soak. These last two pistons. There's 3 in here. Third one's loose, but it can't come out. These 2 are stuck solid. It's actually been probably like 3 hours since I've recorded, so I have moved on to taking valves out in a unorthodox manner. So, what I've been doing is, for these L-head engines, the way you take the valves out and take the like valve retainer off is I've been using a wrench of a random size, and you stick it down in here and pop this up like that, and the valve, you'll be able to get to it better. And there's these little pins that you take out. They're little pin doodads. You can just shove those out with a tiny screwdriver. Pardon the wind, everybody. Okay, no, do not do that. Sorry about that. So I had to size this wrench down, shave it down. I'll do a better job. And this is only if they're rusted. Really, you have to do this only if they're rusted. I had to stick this on here, which that is a 7/8, loosely fitting 7/8. And then the big retaining nut is a 3/4, and then the small guy that adjusts the valve lash, valve clearance, is a 9/16. So I just got this one loose and smashed my fingers and had to go take a break. And then I tighten it down, so now I can get a giant pry bar in there and hopefully get this one on its little merry way. Hopefully. This has been not the easiest task. That one was very easy compared to what they have normally been. They have normally been about 3 times that hard. So, I mean, that literally, ladies and gentlemen, that's nothing. They have not been that easy. So, and now it gets stuck up there, so I have to take this. I mean, you could do it many different ways, but I have to take this pig fork or whatever these are called. They're ball joint remover. And, you know, just do everything that I can to destroy this motor. I do want to say this is not the proper way to do this. Attempt at your own risk for anything in any of my videos. Oh yeah, that looks like it's focusing. This guy should come out normally. The intake valves were fine. They didn't really have any issues. And then you got your valve spring, which this one is stuck because of the lifter being maxed out, so you'll just make sure not to get yourself. Trust me, you don't want to get yourself, because it hurts when you get yourself. You just pry it out. Ta-da! Yeah, it's got a little retainer doodad, and I've just been taking them, sticking them on the valve like that, and then just laying them in order in which they came off. Obviously those will all get cleaned. This thing had some mad burn. It was not running great. Someone did not have this thing tuned right or something. There's lots of carbon buildup on the valves. If I can tap on it lightly and get it to come out. Yep. This was the one that was very rough. Maybe tap on it, get it to move. this unconventional. I do too. But you make do with what you got. We'll have to see how bent these are. Not sure if they're reusable. Don't know. I have no clue. They're pretty stout. Blurry valve. Okay. Alrighty, everybody. It is the next morning. After beating on these things some more, these two pistons that are stuck, and heating them up, and they sat all night long with lots of penetrating lubricant on them on the back sides, and I sprayed up front. I'm feeling like I should probably take the rest of this out. The crank is loose, like it does move, but I can't do anything with these pistons stuck, and I'm pretty much stuck because they're stuck. So I didn't really want to take the whole thing apart, but I guess I'm feeling kind of led to again. I don't know why. I just feel like I should take this thing down. Maybe it'll help somebody. I don't know. You know, I don't know why. I don't know why. I feel like I should take it the rest of the way apart. So that's what we're gonna do. I mean, we're literally like probably under 10 bolts from this whole thing being stripped down. So I should be able to retime it fine and all that. And there's a decent amount of information online for this thing. One thing I will say, I couldn't figure out how this came off. This is just an insert held on with 3 bolts. Under here is the giant flywheel nut, or harmonic balancer nut. This harmonic balancer does not have any timing marks. On some engines I've heard they do have them, but this engine is timed via the flywheel, and there is a pointer actually in the flywheel bell housing. It's like literally a screw that sticks off, so I can time the motor there, and I do believe all this stuff has marks like a normal engine would, so you can time it. I mean, I don't. What do I care? What do I care, actually? Okay, the bottom bolt is longer than the top bolt. Oh wait, the top is not. This is a bolt. Top's a nut. That can also be adjusted. That nut is dead center, so I don't know how this comes out. I don't honestly know what I'm doing, so I'm just kind of. I know this is the magneto. That's all I know. Please tell me it has timing marks on it, because if it doesn't, I am Scrooged. Okay, I don't know. Oh, there's rust in here too. Wonderful. I see a screw right here and a screw up here. I don't know what those do. This does rotate. Maybe it doesn't go on a specific way. I'll have to look that up, because I don't really see any identifying factors of any sort. So, wonderful. Looks like the crank gear, or the cam gear, definitely has some rust on it, and is also, well, I don't know if it's froze, but it's not moving. I'm going to take off the hydraulic pump. Oh, so this stud goes all the way through. So this thing just slides right out. Oh boy. Okay, there we go. I was going to say, that is not moving. I don't see any timing marks on this either. Anywhere. So that's wonderful. Just set both of those down there. I would assume the hydraulic pump doesn't need to be timed. That doesn't even sound right saying that, so it is a hydraulic pump. So yeah. I think next up's gonna be these well, actually I might be able to, I'm gonna take this off first, because then this cover can come off here. So That's a big boy nut right there. I don't know honestly what size that is. Figured I'd show you guys real quick. Had to run to the auto parts store, the green one, because we didn't have a socket big enough. The size of the nut here is 1 3/4 inch socket, so big old guy here, and slipped it on there. Didn't fit super great, but we got to use one of my dad's new impacts, and it took it off with flying colors in 3 hits. My mistake, everybody. There is a key in there. It was just covered with dirt. And it looks like the key has a retaining key or something weird, so it does go in a specific way. I was wrong on that, but it came off like very, very lackadaisical, very easy, so that's awesome. I like it when stuff goes as planned. It is stuck on this bolt. Okay, it is not stuck on this bolt anymore. This bolt is shouldered, or whatever, has a neck on it. Don't know. Oh, so there's that. This washer came off from the exterior. It goes to one of those exterior bolts. This has no sort of washer, it just goes on there. As I was kind of not hoping. Stuff's a bit rusty, not gonna lie. So kind of sucks, but also it is what it is. Can't really do much about it. Boy, had I not got to this engine sooner, it would have been junk, man. Looks like there we go. You can see, where is it? You can see that little mark there on the crank. And you got 2 little marks here on these teeth on the cam gear. And you also have a number 1 that is right here lined up with that. So I'm gonna assume that because there's no, usually there are dots on here, it could be that this gear goes in between these 2 marks. That's probably what it is if I had to take a gandering goose, because this engine I think is actually almost on top dead center, I do believe. Well, it's on top, it's almost on top dead center for 2 pistons, but I don't I think 2 pistons fire at the same time on this motor, so I think 1 and actually not quite sure how that works. But because there's 2 sets of 2, they are lined up exactly. So you got your outer 2 pistons, and then your inner 2 are lined up. So the outer 2 are driving out while the inner 2 are driving down, vice versa. So I'm gonna double check, obviously, because that would suck to have it not timed correctly. But I'm gonna probably say that that dot goes in between those 2 little hash marks there, because on a normal, I believe on the truck engine on the 77 here that I'm working out of the back of, it was a dot that was like that on the gear, and then the other dot was actually down in the gear valley. So there's a very high probability that that right there is supposed to line up with this guy here, which they literally line up exactly. If you were to roll those in, they would line up right there. So next up, I'm going to, this gear doesn't look like it comes off. I'm gonna try to not take it off, because the last thing I would want to do is time this wrong. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something firsthand. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm going off memory from YouTube videos and my own experiences of how to like time this thing and all that. I remember when I was doing the 351 modified build in the 77 here, I was very scared about timing. But thankfully it's quite simple, as long as you know, stick to things like knowing that dots need to line up on the compression stroke, not the exhaust or the intake, stuff like that. You'll be pretty good to go. So I don't know what size that is. I probably have it somewhere here, maybe. I do want to say I don't even know if there's such thing as 1.5 inch sockets. This is 1 1/4 inch, and it fits a little loose, but not bad. So looks like I'm gonna have to go get the impact again. I got the DeWalt 20 volt max XR, and it took it off without any issue. So let's set that down real quick, because now my hands are disgusting. Take this key / washer off, which does have a clip. Honestly, I don't know if we need a bearing puller, because it does move. Just maybe I could try going like this. See if I can get it off by going like that. Yep, there we go. Get in here. Pull it off. Got a key. The cam has a key. Retainer on it, which I don't know what it does. I don't really care. That's what that guy looks like. Pretty sure it's been like almost the exact same as some of the other ones. It's also covered in oil, which is a good indicator as to where it goes. I'm gonna go ahead and take this little keeper dude. Goes like that. So not sure what that does. It goes with the 9/6 or the 5/8. This guy pops off. That is the thrust. This is the thrust plate right here. I'm also. Oh, that's why. Ha ha ha! Very funny. You fun guy. You fun guy. I forgot to take the oil pump off. You guys don't really need to see me do that. The oil pump is gonna be probably 9/16. This is sharp. This outer thingy. This screen. And this does have a gear on it. The bolt goes right down there. You can get these online. Just type in Continental if you're ever working on one of these Continental F140 and type in the part. You'll be quite surprised. There's actually quite a large amount of parts for these online. Everything looks good on this. I'm going to set it down in its oily goo. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't think this thing had much oil changes in its life. The camera doesn't really show how black. I mean, that's black. That's really black oil. Possibly a minimum of over 50,000 miles, I guarantee it. That's why manufacturers recommend changing your oil. It's very important. And it's not that the oil breaks down, but the oil gets dirty. And it kind of does break down, but right here is a metal washer, which is kind of interesting. That goes on this stud here. This stud is permanently put in. So now, Your Cam should come on out of here. See if we can get it on out now. Oh, look at that. It's almost like it was under tension or trying to get stuck. Try not to bash your cam bearings. Cam bearings for this thing are like 27 bucks, I think, online. You can go on tractor websites, because these were used quite a bit in tractors. This cam is honestly in pretty good shape. If anybody wants the part number on it, F1401400. Right there. So, good looking camshaft. Good looking camshaft. Looks straight. So, got your oil pump drive gear. This is a cool design. So, go ahead and set this down. Inspect things. I'd say this cam's pretty new. None of the lobes look to be wiped. Just kind of going through things you want to look for when you're doing this kind of stuff. Wiped lobes, bent, cracks, abrasion, wear, pitting, lines, scratches, deep scratches, things like that. You just want to make sure that there's nothing that raises concern for you to go, okay, you know, where did that come from? Why is that there? And as far as I can tell, every one of these cam lobes looks great. They're subpar, but they could be a lot worse. Like I've said, this engine has had junk ran through it. It has not been well taken care of by any means of that word. I'll show you guys here in a second the cam lobe that drives the distributor, well, it's actually the distributor and the oil pump drive gear. That bearing is quite black, which indicates lots of dirty oil going through it. So, which, judging by the rest of this engine, probably pretty accurate. Alright, everybody, just took this guy off. What a pain in the butt this was. Basically, you can only get a little bit of this Allen wrench in here, and then you have to pop this thing back so it gives you more room to put this in, because this thing sits further. It's a mess. So, got the front one off, and the rear one should just come right off there. I don't know if someone didn't feel like doing these parts, because they don't look like they were done. Next up, we're gonna take the head bolts off, or the crank bolts out. We will remake these. It's actually a genius design. Basically keeps these from backing out, which would be a very bad time. So we'll just cut those. They look like they're made of just normal, you know, wire. And no, these sockets are not rated for impact use. Oh yeah, that's stinky. Coated in oil. I would assume someone did that. Back, bottom, top, back. Oh man. This boy stanky compared. This thing stinks. Like the truck stank, this thing stank. This thing is blech. Yep, brand new basically. Ooh, that's a little bit of some uglyage. Oh, this stinks. It's old oil, very old. It's got some imperfections, but nothing bad actually. It's pretty good. No wind, no, stop. I don't know, how did this go on here? No, it went this way. Okay, goes with the bottom of the numbers facing out the back. I don't really feel like beating on pistons today, man. I'm pretty whooped. Whoa! Is this longer? Oh, this sucker's way longer. Okay, bottom, middle is very long. I'm assuming bottom top is also very long. Hey, wind, can you knock it? Stop it. Knock. Knock, knock. Quick. Also very long. The exact same length. Yeah, these are not in wonderful shape. They're also not too bad. They're not Babbitt material, I don't think. I should pop one of these off and see if it's OEM. Let me, seeing as how the connecting rod bearings aren't, I'd say this probably isn't, but definitely worth checking. Oh no, these are Babbitt bearings, ladies and gents. These are real Continental Babbitt bearings. They are part number F400G312 DAB 359. These are original. And the key goes next to that. Wow, that's a bad design. That is very close to each other. Put them back where they were. Yeah, if the oil, if that's not an indicator for y'all, that oil is like, I mean, that's bad. That, oh my gosh, dude. That's some, whew. That's some really old oil. That made my stomach, oh my good night, dude. I don't usually do that. Holy smokes. Oh my gosh. Ow! Just get off. Oh, that one's dirty. Oh, maybe that was from me. Oh, wow, look at that. The one that has the least pressure on it is fine. Dude, okay. I'm starting to get a little frustrated here, bub. Why will this not come off? Holy smokes, that's on there tight. There we go. Ta-da! Oh look, a whole bunch of gaskets that are ripped. Great. Alright everyone, quickly before my battery dies, got this thing off. You don't have to pull it all the way off, just enough to where you can slide that out. What's going on? Oh my gosh, it's heavy. It's out. That's junk, dude. That is utter junk. Boy, it's gonna take a miracle now for me to finish this. Oh, these are junk, dude. Why are these not the same way? Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a couple days. I was super discouraged with this. Seems to be a theme, but I screwed up one of the pistons. I'm gonna try to use it. I'll show you guys in a second, but this is pretty bad. There are methods you can use to get these out. They're like quite complicated. I think online I read you can do ATF acetone mix, and you light it on fire on top of the cylinder, flipped over. And you want to make sure you get the mixture right, because you can like burn and crack stuff, but you do your own research on that. I don't know about that, but I let this thing sit for 3 days now, 3 or 4 days, with PB Blaster in the top of the cylinder, and I just started really beating on it with that sledge, and it moved, broke this thing. So now I'm gonna get this guy. I'm actually gonna get this guy and put it right here, and I'm gonna see if I can't beat this thing out the other way. I think it did move, so sure ain't moving now. I would definitely not recommend doing this ever, but what can you do? What can you do? Can't do anything else, so. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that slid down like a fourth. I think we might have just got it. Usually when it pops like that, it seems like from the last pistons that I had to beat out, when it does that pop, it's pretty much ready to go. This little F-140 motor don't weigh that much when it's just a block. It probably weighs maybe 100 pounds or so. What am I doing? This is so difficult to get out, dude. I scrubbed the cylinder down with a Scotch-Brite pad, got most of the rust off. No, I almost got myself bad. I already smushed my finger once. Can we get a shout out to the 2x4 for putting that up? The reason I haven't been hitting it this way is eventually I hit it so hard that the rod bolt holes literally cut holes into the wood and it gets stuck on the connecting rod. I mean, oh my good night. This arm is definitely a lot. I need to actually sand the cylinder wall with sandpaper to get this out. Yeah, it's trying to cut the cylinder wall goop off. All in all, the cylinder walls really aren't that bad. A hone And honestly, a hone and not a hone, I shouldn't say that. I don't really need to hone these, like really hone them, because when you hone them, you remove lots of material. I didn't realize that there's a difference between like a light hone and like a really heavy hone. Most people do heavy hones because it's normally what people do, but you can do a light hone where you just remove like, I don't even know, a teeny bit. Now, depending on the shape of your rings, I personally believe that if your rings are in good shape, from all the stuff that I've seen, there's going to be no blow-by. Now, if your rings are worn out, there's definitely going to be blow-by because you're changing the mating surface. But the issue is, you know, people reuse rings all the time in backyard rebuilds like these, and all kinds of engines don't hone it, put the rings in a different spot, and they have just fine compression. And sometimes they don't have just fine compression. It all depends on the shape of your rings. So far, even though the rings are stuck in the bores, they look great. It sounds crazy. Sounds like like you're probably calling me out, but they look fine. So I may just give this a light sand, make sure that nothing, you know, nothing real major is going on. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's really not good. Oh. 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 Well then. Didn't see that there. Well, that's a problem. For those of you wondering, Tyler, what are you talking about? What's so bad? I just looked. This cylinder wall over here has a little hole in it. About a 1/16.
I can just like get ejected without breaking fingers off.
Oh, we're almost out. Okay, let's keep going.
That don't work. That's just making that thing rotate. The big swings are better.
Well, I don't want to have it get sent out.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Hold on. Careful. It's coming out for sure.
Okay, we're like
Maybe you should switch back
a
to the
fourth
other
of an inch out.
Because I mean, it's up to you, but it's moving about a quarter of an inch at a time. I'm afraid it's going to shoot out all of a sudden.
Ow. Blood moved a lot there.
I can see it. Oh, it's coming out. It's coming out. Little tap. Out. Show the camera that.
This is how you make end rod cap castings. Look at that. It's perfectly cast. I've hit it so hard. It's like perfect.
That's unreal. That's beyond belief. Oh
It's
my
like
gosh, look at the little notch.
I know. It's like perfectly cast it. Now, if you could...
Yeah, that dust collection, I cut it, and basically nothing came out. It was, like, perfect. Oh, dang. These are actually, like...
frozen. They're bad. They're
something
like
happened
stuck.
to this piston. This piston had a bad day.
So...
should have to sandblast that or something.
Holy smokes, this thing got packed. Of course, the wrist pin is just fine.
Is it?
Crank's not bent either direction, I don't think. No, it's exactly. Well, here it is, y'all. The piston that caused me hours loss of sleep. It's out. As you can see, the rings are completely level. I don't know what happened to this motor. I don't know. I like genuinely, y'all. Somebody, I don't know what happened. I mean, this is like so close. This literally is the bleeding edge of being like no good for me. Like some people could probably bring this back and be like, oh, this thing's fine. I mean, it doesn't even have any side to side play. It's like ready to go back to work. Obviously he's gonna need cleaning, but down in there you can see that pinhole right there, and it's not that big. I mean, here's my finger for comparison. I guess any pinhole's a big deal, but it lines up right with that water jacket there. So I need to look up. If you guys heard the conversation, we could do some stuff. I need to go look and see. All the cylinder walls are surprisingly smooth as butter, but that's done. Got all the goodies out here. That's the piston I chipped right there. The good thing about this is it's not here or here. If it was here or here, the piston would for sure be junk because these rock, you know, the piston head's able to do this, but there's no side-to-side play, so I think I'm gonna reuse this. I examined it very carefully for any micro cracks. There isn't any, there's just a little one right there. I'm gonna use it. It'll be an experiment. Don't tell me otherwise. All that wonderfulness. So the deal with these main caps, they are very expensive. And when I mean very, I mean they're $350 kind of expensive. They're not cheap, which is stupid. I don't like every other motor, they're not that expensive. But for some reason, this Continental motor, they are gazillions of dollars. And that's for sure junk. Like, I don't want to put it back in there, but it may get put back in there until a later date. Or I wait and get the money, and I don't know, this is going to cost more than the old truck, that's for sure. This is probably going to cost like $500, but I'm done. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. After doing some thinking, I'm going to try to get myself in the content more, because I do really want to be in the content for you guys to see me. My videos aren't getting super good views, and I think that's because my videos are kind of monologue-y and like very how-to-y, which I want to get away from. While I do want to provide input, obviously, to help people out, take everything at your own risk, everything I say, but I just want to show people, you know, how you do this kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm going to end this video. May the Lord watch over you and bless you in all your ways. My name's Tyler. Thank you for watching. Drop a like, comment, and if you want, subscribe. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. God bless. Ooh, that's getting some surface rust on it. We gotta fix that, boy. No, no, no. That's not good. That's not good at all. Hey, PB Blaster. Here. Bloop, 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 bloop. This is actual motor oil, so you can be sure that it'll keep it nice and safe. Okay, I gotta figure out what I'm doing here.